I've had people send me messages about how they love the interviews on my channel. And so I wanted to get into it a little bit. I wanted to address why I interview. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So today we are not cooking, but we are going to chit chat a little bit. Before we get into it, welcome to my channel where we look to empower and inspire the youth and pretty much anybody else. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will be notified each time I post a video. Now let's get right into it. Why do I interview on this channel? I've had people email me, I've had people comment saying how much they love the interviews, and I just wanted to address it. So number one, why do I do interviews? To learn. I do interviews to learn. I am a firm believer of you can never know too much. So for me, as I work on building a legacy, it is important for me to be inspired along the way. This is a really long journey we all taken, right? It's called life. Life is a journey, and as we go through each day, it takes the grace of God and it takes a lot of inspiration to keep going. And as many of you know, I am on a mission to build myself a legacy that counts. And as I do that, I am really looking for inspirational stories on the way to get me through this journey and to guide me as I build that legacy. Now, what is a legacy? A legacy to you might be wealth. A legacy to you might be money. A legacy to you might be education. A legacy for me is something I want to leave for my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren to look back to and be able to say, wow, our grandma, our mother, our great-grandmother was a force to be reckoned with. Not necessarily wealth, not necessarily money, but I want them to remember me for just being an amazing woman. And as I go on this journey, I really am connecting with people. I'm networking with people and finding inspiration in people's stories to keep me going. And that's how I came up with the idea of doing interviews on my channel. Interview is one way to really network with individuals, right? It takes a lot of work, right? First of all, you have to do your research. You have to try to understand what you are trying to gain from this individual, right? And you are trying to gather information that will inspire not just myself, but inspire other people. And so it is important that as I reach out to individuals, as I research and call on these individuals to sit down with me, these are stories that I know for sure will inspire me. And I feel like if it will inspire me, it will probably inspire a lot of people. Life is not easy. And you can't live in a rock. It's a pretty big world, but it's also a really small world if you think about it. And it's important that you build your network because it is the people that you know that will eventually help you someday on your journey through life. And so when I do interviews, my goal is to really connect with people, to learn about people, to learn their journey and see how that journey is going to inspire me as I go through life. All the individuals I sit down with are absolutely incredible. They are smart. They are doing amazing things in life. And I think there is a lesson or two for everybody to learn from each of these stories, right? And so my interviews, you will notice, are a little longer than, other interviews you might see on YouTube. And that is because at the end of each interview, I want you to be able to say, oh my God, I know this person. Like, oh my God, I learned something about this person. And even though I don't necessarily know them in person, I know their story. And so that takes time, that takes work. So it's hard for me to sit with somebody, have a 40 minutes interview and edit it down to 15 minutes, right? Because I feel like you don't necessarily get to know the person inside and out. And when I do these interviews, I don't want to just scratch the surface. I want to be able to give you somebody. You go through that interview and walk away from the interview pretty much saying, wow, I know this person. And from the comments, from the feedback that I'm getting so far, I think people appreciate that. People see the value in the interviews being long, and I am thankful for that. So the other reason I do interviews is to give each of these individuals a platform, right? It could be, one of them has a brand that they manage. They have a social media page that they manage. They have a physical store that they have, or they may not have all these things, but my goal with these interviews is to really provide a platform where people can come and share their stories and share their journeys and share, all the amazing things that they're doing in life, right? And so it gives individuals a platform to come and tell their story. And the third reason why I do interviews is simply because I love to talk. I love to talk. I love to chit chat. And sometimes, a lot of times our interviews are scheduled for 30 minutes, but believe it or not, we just keep going because it is nice to be able to sit down with another woman, another man, and just talk life. I think that is an amazing thing for me to do. I don't have to, none of these individuals have charged me money to sit with them. None. I've never had to pay out any money. This is free information that I'm getting from these individuals. I get to showcase a talent that I think God has given me, which is speaking. And boy, I talk a lot. But at least in this case, I am using it for something great, And let me share a secret with you guys. Even though a lot of people feel or tell me that I come off really confident when I do public speaking, deep within me, I feel nervous sometimes, and I don't know why it doesn't come across, but before I get on the stage, before I get behind the computer to do my interviews, I feel nervous. And I think the nervousness is probably because I want to do a good job, not so much because I'm scared of the individuals that are watching me or looking at me or speaking to me, but really because it's a sense of just wanting to do good, but regardless, I feel nervous. It's always interesting when people tell me they don't necessarily see that. So yes, the reason why I do interviews is also to overcome that nervousness, that fear that you may not see, but I feel. And that's pretty much it. That's why I do interviews. I hope you were able to learn a thing or two from this video. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you will be notified each time I upload a video. And guys, I just have to say thank you. You have been so supportive. We are almost at 600 subscribers, and you have no idea how that makes me feel excited. And I can't wait to get into the kitchen and cook something fun for you guys. And hey, guys, be kind and listen. Listen to one another because it makes a whole lot of difference. You be safe out there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.